Hey everybody, welcome to Banco Island. Little hill out in the middle of nowhere. And I am trying to pull a Mark DuPont, but all I see is field. I'm on a little hill trying to fertilize this field. And I didn't do a very good job of it. Welcome to the little map that tries to break you. You have 3 fields, and as you can see, we've got a ton of nuggets that I have yet to be able to pick up. I tried to run around. I figured I could get 100 nuggets real fast before I started the stream. But there's so many nuggets, and they're so close together, I don't have a clue on where they are. After we get this done, I will give you all a little tour of this little hill. And yeah, I mean, if you roll this, like I say, Mark, you roll this one, you're done for. There's no recovering the tractor. We're gonna try to do this stream 15x speed, 3-day seasons, and we're gonna try to fly through here and see what we can get done. This map has lots of restrictions. The map author is our one and only CCS 101. I was able to put all of the map description into the stream description. Usually his descriptions are so wordy, YouTube won't take it all, but I was able to fit it all in. No game sound. Hold on. There you go. How's that? I had probably turned it down when I was doing a stream because Discord, for some reason Discord's been really quiet for me. Folks that are on Discord do not come through OBS very loud. They don't come through my headphones very loud either. So I turned it up a little bit. So I started this map up and I didn't put any mods in, equipment mods. So everything that we're using comes with the map. I haven't done anything but buy one item. That was mostly to see where it's spawned. And secondly, the description talked about the stuff you buy gets delivered by a ferry, but the ferry only comes during good weather. So I was interested to see if somehow it was worked up to be where, you know, if you bought something and it was bad weather, it didn't show up until it was good weather. But what I bought showed up right away. So maybe that was reading into the description a little bit more than I needed to. But look at this hill over here where the sheep are. Sheep are on the side of this hill over here. Should say that they are on actually they're on a grassy cliff. And there's no way to get in there to mow. So there's no way to mow grass to make hay. You know what? I didn't put in buy bales. But good thing we start out with some bales. This is the third in the final installment of what I'm calling CCS 101's challenge series, where they basically challenge your gameplay. Going up here and I'll show you the starting fleet. All right. Let me put this back where I got it from. Uh-oh. You're somebody that buys a whole bunch of equipment, well, you're not going to do it on this map because there really isn't much places to store it. Let me go over here to your start point. I think that's your start point. Start point. Honestly, I don't remember where your career start point is. But at any rate, up here on top of the map, we have a wind turbine. And then, not really sure what that thing does. Got 34. Somehow there's still 60 some nuggets here. At any rate, not really sure what that thing does, if it does anything at all. It's underweight winder. Oh, we start down there at that house. Here we have the BGA, basically, Silo King, and the Silo King takes potatoes and silage. We have a silage sell point down at the dock, which takes silage. And then we have a wool sell point. That's all. Plant any of these crops, you're not selling them for grain. Hey, Cooper, I think the name's familiar. There's also, well, like I said, no mowable grass, so there's no place to sell wood chips, no forestry, place to sell hay or straw. So any crops you plant, you're basically going to be foraging them for chaff and putting them down here into this machine, which will then make silage for you. And I believe it holds 400,000 liters. And then you basically sell your silage either at the BGA or down at the dock. Start with a potato harvester, Prone Big X, tipper, slurry spreader, forks, arm, topper, Valtra, and a Lamborghini. Yep, new map. And here we have another trailer. We have some hay bales, pallets of seed and fertilizer, Amazon cedar from the Modern Classics DLC, little row crop planter, sprayer we just used, cultivator, a mowing header in the event. So I booted the map up without seasons, and we had wheat growing in one of the fields. So if you do grow a crop other than corn, you have something to mow the field with. Culti plow from the Coon Pack. Okay. And here is where your wool spawns. Maybe the wool needs to spawn the other angle so it can actually pick it up. The size of the map is what you see down in the PDA. It's an island in the middle of the field, in the middle. Not yet, not in the mod hub. It will be over on PCSG. So you water your sheep with the water trough valve here. Is no water trough per se. Then down this insane decline, you have your dock. I don't know what this is. This may be a wool sell point down here. We've got fuel. Here's where stuff you buy at the store comes. Where you can, maybe this is wool. Where you sell stuff. You've got an egg sell point, and a ferry would be right here if they showed up. Guess they're not going to show up today because there was rain. And this is where you would sell your silage if they showed up. You don't get to the other island. You're pretty much landlocked here. That little other island, I think, is just for aesthetics. Well, it's a microwave cell relay tower. It's pretty much your only connectivity to the rest of the world. Let's yeah, there's gold nuggets. That's because the only way to make money is to sell silage, basically, and chicken eggs. So, if you sell your chicken eggs, that's your only real source of income. If you're playing with seasons until there's silage to be sold. Let's take a look at the geo. So the map does have a custom geo. Hey Glenn, thanks for the sub. So we can plant wheat, barley, canola, sunflowers, soybeans, corn, potatoes, sugar beet. We can plant everything but sugarcane, but we can't sell any of this stuff. The only thing we can sell are potatoes and silage. So if we plant anything other than corn, we got to use the crone to basically convert it to chaff, so that we can then put it in the fermenter. Let's go ahead and see if we can't just do a little crazy culti plowing here on this insane hill. There you go. Here's a profile of the hill. So it's basically, can you survive the map? Can you actually end up at the end of the holy jeez. Can you actually survive a year without going bankrupt? This is why you don't play this map with MR. You would have rolled off the hill. No MR for here. You'd have rolled right here. You would roll right over the fence into the ocean. First try. Sheep are the only, well, sheep and chickens. Oh, oh, oh. Over here. Supposed to be a nugget right here. Oh, there it is. I think the description basically says that this map is the product, is maybe the re-envisioning of a map from FS11, maybe. Will could give more details on that. We got the Lamborghini out because we need the horsepower to climb the hills. Hey Anthony, what's up? That is true. Of course, you know, it could be that since it's not released yet, maybe we'll do the crazy and insane thing and take grass out. So you can't plant. That would ruin your strategy. You'd have to put your own. Nothing keeping you from putting your own geo in though. That allowed grass. There is no grass trough. There is a bale trigger up there somewhere on top of the hill for the sheep. But the sheep are fed mostly from the graze mod. The only time you really need to feed them is if you have way more sheep than the little pasture will support, or you know, it's over winter. I think there's a period of winter when you can't harvest the tractor. There's only two tractors. You have this one and the Voltra. But the first map in the challenge series was Rocky Mountain Farms, where if you play with the Seasons Geo, you may find that you cannot plant certain crops like you want to. You may find that the ground doesn't thaw out until late spring, and the ground doesn't get up to temperature until after the planting season is over. There may be years that you can't plant anything because the weather just doesn't work out. You have Amazon Islands, which I did last week. Amazon Islands has 6 or 7 little islands, where all you do is, I don't even think I put GPS in here. All you do is run ferries around from island to island to transport anything you need to transport from one island to the next. All the sell points are on one particular island. The water is a wonderful muddy texture color, symbolic of the Amazon River. And then you've got this map, which is the third insane creation. Kind of diversionary maps, you know, break from the norm. If you're looking for something, you feel that Farm Sim is just, gotta look up. You feel Farm Sim has just gotten a little bit too easy. Then, oh my gosh, this map might be for you. I think Genetic, he realized that he got sold a bum farm in the Rocky Mountains, and he quickly flew to the South Americas. Well, thanks for the sub, Thomas Koo. This is Banco Island. This is a new map that is being finalized for release over at PCSG. Hey Darren, what's up? Do round bales. Round bales and the fences. What if the fences didn't have collisions? All your bales would just roll away. I guess you'd eventually fill up the ocean with round bales. Oh, did you leave the Rockies for the summer? It was too hot for you up there? I think this is the biggest field. I don't think this will work with the Xbox at the moment. It's got some scripts in it that I don't think are would work out. And this is ridiculous. And fun at the same time. I saw your pics. I didn't see the photos until right when I was I was sitting at the high school waiting on my oldest to get out of band practice, and I was trying to look at them on the phone. Then I got home and I got a better view of those. They look real nice. You drive over the road around bales. Oh. Bounce over the fence. There's our forecast. Rain, clear, rain. Cloudy, rain, sunny. Rain, cloudy. Seems to be a lot of rain here on the island. I see your pigs. No, I didn't see your pigs. What pigs? Never again. What was that map again? I forget the name of the map where the pigs just broke you. They just ruined you. Best thing you could have done for those pigs was taking them to the slaughterhouse. Made slabs of bacon with them. All I can say is thank gosh there's no mud here. I think there's no mud on the map. These fields would be oh wait. These fields would be impassable if we had mud. Orchard Farm, yeah, that's it. So this morning I ran around and picked up all the nuggets on Creamery. They are all obtainable, but I can tell you, whoever placed the nuggets likes to put them on roofs. So it's a good map to, it's a good nugget hunt if you enable the fly mode. And do a little Clark Kent and jump up on the roofs. Hey Hunter, what's up? We're just here farming in the Azores, doing some insane hill climbing. I think Fabio said he lives there? I'm prepping the creamery for a for some stream series. We're going to move Emerald Coast into recorded format. I did my last video on Rathlin Island, and it'll air next Wednesday. So Mark, I ended with 1,010 sheep on Rathlin Island doing 9-day seasons. You know what? 1,000 sheep, they eat a lot. They also make a lot of wool. I was bringing in about $95,000 every day and a half. With 10 pallets of wool. Every day and a half. It was the third spring. So that map I started in what I call year 0 in winter. So I started year 0 in winter and went through one full year. I went through 2 full calendar years and then did a third spring. Started the series by literally driving off Churn Farms with the pickup and the fuel trailer, and just over $3 million in my bank account, and drove onto Rathlin Island in the same truck, fuel trailer, and the exact same bank account, $3 million, and then basically drove off the map, drove off the island with a very tidy profit. I want to do your hot mess. That dairy that Johnny linked is the one that I looked at the other day. The building is kind of not the right architecture. Now, it looks like your hot mess, as you describe it, uses the building that the bakery mod that was in the video used. But it looks like maybe y'all used the same building, or maybe you found the bakery mod and just repurposed it. Try your hot mess. You got your hot mess to work. I tried to put the dairy in from Maru, and I wasn't getting any errors, but I wasn't getting the M company stuff to come up. Never actually put milk in it to see what happened. Figured if I walked up to the trigger and I never got anything pop up on the screen, then it probably wasn't a good sign. Of course, you know, with seasons, the amount of food they need varies depending on season length. But on 9-day seasons, As I was getting close to 1,000 sheep over winter, they were needing about 50 to 60,000 liters of hay every 3 days. All right, let's. Should we? Oh, should we really try to cultivate that? This is where we started. This is where we started spraying. I haven't even looked over to see how many sheep we start out with. Probably isn't too many. I better feed them before nightfall, or they'll all die off. Start out with 15. Oh, this is... We're having wheel slip with base game physics. That's crazy. You know what? I need the Volter for the horsepower. Probably. Dolly trailer. I do kind of like that dirt texture on Amazon Islands, with the kind of the straw look mixed in with all the dirt. Oops. Well, whatever was in it is lost. Am I rewarded by having a load of silage in it or something? I'm gonna have to look in the default vehicles to see what I lost. Oh, free chaff. That's not cool. Yeah, yeah, it's quite the hill. I said the map only had one hill. Just, it's the whole hill. Indeed, this would not work out so well if you started out with the little massies from, well, any little massie. I'm gonna get everybody sick. No, it's stuck to the ground. There, let's it's always fun when you can't even get your tractor out of your garage. Oh, that one's empty. Figured this one's got more horsepower, I'll just keep this one. Oh, not a lot. I don't have course play on to look it up. No, of course not. But Mark went and made me sell the only thing that had a front loader attacher on it. I know you told me to sell the Voltra, but the Voltra had 400 horsepower. Whoa. Kind of foggy over here now. I don't know how much horsepower I need. I need more. Gotta figure out where we feed these sheeps. Since Mark went and made me sell the I've got really strong arms, having to you know, live on this island all the time. Incredibly powerful. Oh, where is this trigger at? There's a nugget up in the trees. Or is it way down there? The red thing is the bale trigger? Oh, okay. Ugh. Oh no. Didn't even look. Do they already have food? Oh, they already have food. Okay. Well, we'll just leave it there. Alright. Day 2. Oh, we can sell eggs. How many eggs we've got? Laid a lot of eggs. $20 eggs. Well, maybe the ferry will be there today. After we get done this, we'll go see if the ferry showed up. So another good lesson learned is that if you're playing a CCS 101 map, don't sell stuff right from the start. because you might sell. I know someone has. I know someone was playing Emerald Coast and they sold all the starting equipment, and they basically lost out to a whole bunch of free seed and fertilizer because all the seeders are full, fertilizers are full, fuel tank is full, the mobile fuel bowser. Lost out to all that free stuff. This field has a nice bowl in it. It'd be awful if that was full of mud. What do you guys think? Are you up to the challenge of Banco Island when it's released over at PCSG? I think Mark could do a great crazy Azores man. All by himself on the island with nobody but the sheep and the chickens. Could use the Profi hopper to mow the fields. Bunch of massies hooked up with tow bars in order to pull the plow up the field, up the hill. Did y'all check that surprise map video I put out last night? About, what is it? Something trail, something. The FDR logging map. Map really does look nice. I don't know how well it came across on the video. Yeah, I really like the river that runs through there, the way he did the dead logs and the rocks, everything. See if the slurry spreader has anything in it. Of course, anything we put in the digester up there will give us digestate. Squirt on our fields. This Voltra seems to be remarkably resistant to dirt. So Mark, are you approaching the height of your tourism season as we move into late summer and fall? Still doing the tour boats? Seven days a week until, well, that's not too far off. Get yourself another, what, 5 weeks? Five weeks to 7 days a week, though, that is a long time, isn't it? That's what you do when you do the seasonal work. Work a whole lot for, in the end, a relatively short time period. Farming all the time with a nice fat internet connection. Once you, what, dock over at the main dock? I know, it's not really called work. So who else checked out the Mr. Sealy P video log, or V-blog, video blog today, where he we see him, we see the face. And I have to say, I am like 0 for 6 on face reveals in having the faintest clue what I think they might look like. Yeah, I knew he was a very sizable individual from his the videos where he did a little farming on those on that farm visit thing. Yeah, that with the makeup and the glasses. Hey, Hilly Hill. So what's going to be FS19 is going to be weird? How so? Did y'all see the news about the dog and about the trainable horses? Well, some news last few days, or maybe even this morning, maybe yesterday, came out related to the horses in 19 and the dog. So apparently the dog is completely useless. All it does is follow you around, and you call it and it shows up. So I hope you don't have to have one. Or if you have one, I hope you can put it in a pen somewhere. The horses, on the other hand, it appears that you can have a maximum of 16. Looks like you have to buy them. You have to feed them and train them somehow. And They made a point of saying that you had to train them yourself. You couldn't hire a helper to train them. And if you train them every day for a certain amount of time, they will increase skill level or something like that. Basically, they gain stars. And when they get to 5 stars, you can sell them for a handsome profit. Sounded rather interesting. Yeah, going back to vanilla. Gonna be interesting. I don't remember if he was throwing bales with one arm, but hey, I was throwing bales with one arm a long time ago. Depends on the size bale, and depends on the contents. I can tell you, it doesn't take too much to throw a straw bale one-armed. Try to toss a alfalfa bale one-armed, and you might have your arm get ripped off. That or you're gonna tear something in your shoulder. I don't know if you can eat that'll probably be a mod. So Duck Zorley's been calling for a glue factory mod since he heard there were horses. He's not one to be overly political correct. I don't know if we've talked, Mark, since the Graze mod came out. What do you think of the Graze mod, where your sheep and your cows eat grass out of the pasture? I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Now we're in the mid-spring. We should have grass growth. We can go over there and see how much grass they have. Did you see that? Well, you're done with pigs, so you probably don't care. A Silo King mod pack came out the other week. That actually is a mobile pig food mixer. And I think it only takes like 3 ingredients. I think it takes like corn, soybeans, and potatoes or something. Raise mod kills your frame rate? Really? Never heard of that one. And it's just a script that measures the amount of grass periodically. It doesn't run constantly. Oh, maybe any hit to the CPU is going to affect you. I mean, at that rate, seasons would probably kill your frames, right? All right. Okay. Well, back when the directions related to doing field defs and moving them around and such, I was like, oh, the graze mod sounds really difficult because I've never played with field definitions. But then when I wanted to add it to, let's just look at the like crazy. But I wanted to add it to Creamery, and I saw the Shy Wizard video on that script. Oh, there's the fairy. And I was like, oh, the script. And that looked like, I was like, that made it like 10,000 times easier. Here's your silage sell point, but it's only here on good days. So you can't sell silage down here every day. And it's definitely worth selling silage down here because it's like double the BGA price. I built it in my copy because I'm not going to be taking it out. Whoa! Let's go up here and see if we have any slurry in this, or digestate in this trailer. Nope. Alright, let's go down here and... If you add it in so it's just a mod, do you just paint the area and do the masking? Do you still have to make all the changes to the ID3? Let's go fill this up. Okay. Yeah, there was a map. What map was it recently? There was a map recently I did a video on that had it that way. You know, the description said that the graze mod was in, but when I went in, you know, the graze mod wasn't showing up. It was, oh, I think it was at the G name. Map that I'm not going to pronounce. Oh, 10,090 liters of grass in here. Where is the... This down here. Yeah, that one. Huh. 16 sheep. Can buy some more. The old ones? Last time I fertilized, we went the other way. So we got solar cells all over the place to power most of our electric needs. Hi, Mark. Thanks for dropping by, bud. Haven't talked to you in ages. The CRT. You talking about the GTX mods? Semi truck? Or you talking about a different one? Okay, the custom road train. Alright, there's an American version of the there's an American version of the truck that has movable mirrors. It's I don't think it's in the mod hub. I think it's over at gtxmods.com. Genetic J or Mark or Will or somebody might be able to find it for you real quick. If not, I can look it up here in a little bit. And then my buddy Rockhound did a really nice POW Kenworth K100 that has movable mirrors. If you go to modhoster.com and look up GTX mods, it's one of theirs. It's the custom road train, American custom road train or something like that. It's pretty funny when that truck gets dirty. There's a foot that shows up on the dash. Somebody with really small feet put a muddy boot up on the dash. Alright, we got that field done. Won't take long to fertilize these. We'll get seed in the ground. But look at those temperatures already. Get ourselves some warm temps. 63 degrees. Ground temp. I think we can plant... corn. Can we plant corn? Yeah, we can plant corn right away. There you go. Thanks, Genetic J, for that bit of helpful searching. Oh no. Can't have it bouncing off the pad when we skip night. No problem. And thank you for asking. If you wouldn't have asked, you never would have found it, right? Definitely why we test. Do our best to test things. Can't find everything because so many idiosyncrasies. What did you set the production speed to be? And do they have highs up there for you? Or is that not up as far as that far north? Yeah, I'll tweak it. That's easy enough to do, and if I forget, I can go back and watch a certain video. So guys, I was just looking around my chair here for a drink that I knew that I had put down here, and it's missing. And then I realized that my son had come down here before I started the stream, before he went to bed. I think that little booger took my drink. I don't have the compaction mod in. I'm driving all over the place. Raise the boom up as high as we can go on this field from digging into the ground. Oh, thanks for the sub, Enzo. Hope you enjoy your stay. Let's just climb this near vertical face. It's a miracle the dirt doesn't fall off the hill. I don't think I'd live right at the bottom of this steep hill. This is just calling for a landslide to just take my house out. Whoever put the house down here did a very bad job of planning. All right. This thing barely fits down here. Oh, we need seed and fertilizer. Don't have fertilizer. Buy it. See if they deliver it. It would be cool if the star has had a front 3-point on him, wouldn't it? You're gonna burn your brakes out coming down this hill. Oh, the ferry's gone. Guess the weather got too bad and he had to get back to the mainland. That is not cool, ferry. Not cool at all. Is that bale spawning sideways from what you were expecting it? Won't be able to come in there with a fork. Kinda, well, I guess you could, maybe. The dock is, well, there's one other sell point. There's a sell point down at the, there's technically a BGA, but the ferry that comes and goes is a much better price than the BGA, which is on the island. And the BGA does give you, though, digestate. You can get free fertilizer out of that, so it's kind of a trade-off, right? Let's see if the terrain is, how bad the terrain is. Here, this field is probably small enough that we can get it planted today. Yeah, you could use a BGA extension on here. It would provide you a steady income, and you'd only need to feed it, a little bit. Well, 30,000. You'd only need to keep it fed. This map would probably be an excellent one for the BGA extension. But you have to start it up. You have to pay that big startup fee. Get it started up. I don't know if I have ever used this planter before. So for those that are not familiar with what the BGA extension is, it is a mod that's over at FSUK and PCSG, I think, that basically allows you to run the BGA as if it is a real biogas facility. So you have to pay a fair chunk of money to start it up. I don't know if it's 250,000 or something, but you have to pay a fairly big chunk to get it started up. And then you feed it 30,000 liters of product. It can be silage, it can be manure, it can be hay, it can be wheat, barley, canola. It can be, various sundries of things. And it feeds 30,000 liters. And then it only runs at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. So it only runs for 2 hours during the day. So what you do is you fill it up with 30,000 liters of product. And then during the 8 to 9 hour, it runs and basically chews up some amount of that material. And the amount that it chews up is dependent upon several factors. I haven't really figured them out yet. And then at 9 o'clock, it stops chewing. But it basically then gives you money per game hour, a constant flow of money all day long and all night long, basically as if it was producing energy off of the biomass that it was that it worked on, and it slowly builds up. So initially over the first day or two, you may only get a couple $100 a day or a couple $100 an hour. But as you keep feeding it day in and day out, every morning and every evening, on my Rathlin Island series, I was getting upwards to $20,000 to $25,000 worth of daily income out of the BGA, and all I did was fed it hay bales every morning and every evening. I fed it 3 to 4 2,000 liter hay bales. So 6,000 to 8,000 liters worth of hay. every morning and every evening for 2 game years, 9-day seasons. So that's 9 times 4. So 9, 18. That's 36 game years. So that's 6 and 36. So that's 72 game days. Making about $20,000 a day. So I made a very nice fortune out of just feeding the BGA hay every day. Wasn't a whole lot of work. Substantially less work than running the BGA normal, where you you have to make a bunch of silage and then you have to have a big sell-off. And in the end, you only make a couple $100,000 for all your efforts. I was able to roll in, about $100,000 every 4 or 5 game days. So over the course of a year, I rolled in about $500,000. It's over at FSUK. It's called BGA Extension. Also PCSG, and you can probably find it over at Mod Hoster also. It's definitely made its rounds. It's been out for a while, but not a lot of people use it. Hey Ice, what's up? You see my message over at over on Discord about the chickens? I need some cluck clucks. Over on Hoff Bergman. Hey gamer 78, what's up? How'd it go? What were you on? Were you on ATS or something else? Or were you doing some farming? Okay, what's your question? I love the bale storage placeables. Those are fabulous. They are going to be a regular addition to any map that I do. It won't be on here because there's no flat space. Oh, explain. Little flight sim. Seasons does not affect those bales. They are hidden away in a script. So when you add a bale, it's basically like autoload on autoload trailer. Bale that you see on the trailer is just a graphical representation of the bale. It's not literally the bale. So they're hidden away in a script. It can rain all day, sleet all night, snow until the snow piles up so high that you can't see your hay. But they won't get damaged. Till you load them out. When you unload them, then they get rendered back onto the map as real bales, and at that point they would be prone to weather. When they're hidden away, They are perfectly safe. Yep. It's a continuation of GTX LS Mod Company's bale storage barns. It's the same script. It's just Farmer Andy went and put them into stacks outside of the barn enclosure, which I have to say I like better, that implementation, than the barns. And you know what Will did is he put them into Emerald Coast and Rocky Mountain Farms and Amazon Islands. He put them into the map so that they are put them under enclosures. Because if you embed them into the map, then I don't think we're going to be able to. I don't think we're going to be able to. I don't want to start a field and then stop it. So if you embed them into the map, then you can also put a shelter over them. And now you have bale stacks that are under a shed, which is quite awesome. I did that same thing on the edit that I did to the creamery. Oh, the garages that despawn. You close the doors, the stuff in them goes away. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, go check out Emerald Coast or Rocky Mountain Farms or Amazon Islands to see how we'll implement it. I wish you could place a placeable under a shed. That would be awesome, but there's something put in place where you can. Yeah, I don't know how they did it. With the building that kind of despawns equipment, because it literally, it's not like the frames, the FPS mod that you put in that basically lowers the clip distance on things in the building. When you close the doors, the items in the building literally despawn from the map. They no longer show up in your escape menu. They no longer show up in your garage. You open the doors and presto, they're back. Whoa. Oh, look at that sunset. Let's try that. Oh, look at that. Oh, thanks for the sub, Max. Well, the only harvester we can really use is a forage harvester. Because the only sell point on the map is a silage sell point. You either sell silage at the Silo King up here on top of the hill, or you sell it at a ferry that comes and goes at the dock. While we're planting corn, we're not going to plant anything else. And if we did plant something else, we would have to forage it. Because, well, because if we harvest it with a traditional harvester, there's nothing to do with the grain. Unless you use the BGA mod like we were talking about, the BGA extension. If things need to be leveled out a little bit or what? It looks like we're skipping a bit. Yeah. I am. I'm farming a turtle. The whole island is a turtle. No, it has sheep. There's sheep and chickens. The sheep use the graze mod to be fed. There isn't a trough, per se, for water or grass or hay. There's legit sheep, do legit wool production. And chickens. There's our sheep. We've got 51. Oh, we need to water them. This is the only way to water your sheep? You do feed hay? This is where you do that? Oh, I gotta put the thing down. Trying to get this field planted for the most part before I skip. I got a feeling that when I skip night, it's going to do a growth on me. Yeah, lovely farm sim. There's no. We tried to roll a tractor, wouldn't let us. We should have been able to roll a tractor very easily on this hill. Trying to fill in some of these areas that seem to have gotten skipped. What is that? What does that mod do? This is a very interesting challenge, indeed. All right, we're into our last day of spring. And as I thought, we did get growth. Patchy growth. Oh, we still have a loon. Get rid of that. Well, I don't know if I need realism on this map. I probably won't be able to get anywhere. Oh yeah, she's steep. They're all steep. I mean, the sheep here. Got mountain goats. The sheep roam around on a cliffside. This goes straight down to the ocean. There's the dock over here. Dock down here. This is where you buy and sell your sheep. You have fuel, where things you buy at the store show up. This is our wool sell point. This is the trigger you use to sell things back at the shop. And this is the silage sell point. This is the only real sell point on the map beyond the BGA. Take a look at that. BGA and silage sell, which will sell silage. Potatoes, and it's supposed to be... BGA is supposed to take sugar beets also, but it's not showing up. And this isn't here all the time. This comes and goes. So if it's bad weather, this is gone. You can't really sell silage anytime you want. You can only sell it when it's decent weather. Your production facility here makes silage. You put chaff in there, so that's why we're just planting corn. It's the third map in what I am calling the CCS 101 Farm Sim Challenge series of maps. Each map has its own unique challenges presented to the player. First map of the series was the Rocky Mountain Farms. It's got an incredibly difficult geo if you play with seasons. You may find it very difficult to get ground temperatures you need to plant your crops. Working down at the greenhouses, you may find very bad mud, as Genetic J has found out. His use of a skid steer down at the greenhouses is proven next to impossible. And the second map was the Amazon Island, where you are farming 7 or so individual islands, and you have to go around and transport from island to island using the ferry. And that map has some really wonderful muddy waters. So do you have that green mowing mod enabled, or some other mod enabled that allows you to mow crops, or are you just talking about using the forage harvester, the mower deck? Yeah, the sheep only walk around the hill one way because the legs, if they walked the other way around the hill, the long legs would be uphill and they'd fall over. Terrain appears to be a little rough in some spots. The seeder's not making contact. Thing we can use the forage harvester in the rain. Don't need to worry about it raining us out. I'll try that. Pick that up. Hey, Resnick. Well, you missed incredibly steepy hills. You missed an hour and 50 minutes is what you missed, bud. We're on the steepest hill challenge. Seeing who breaks first. Seeing if the map breaks or if I break. This is actually one of the flatter fields. Not anything like that field over there. Since you're new to the stream, we'll attempt to do a little first person planting. I mean, that field right there, that one's the fun one. Go. Time to go down the hill. Go. So how much more field we got? Well, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to finish this field out, and then we're going to call it a night. It is a work night for me. I got to get up in the morning times. Ah. You enjoy the ferries. Be boat captain. It would be a quick drive around, that's for sure. Let's get this field planted, and then I'll do the quick drive around. I'll show you what's on the other side of the hill, because that's about all the map is. This side and that side. So on this side of the hill, we've got 3 fields and a house and a chicken coop. So the free-range chickens, but they do plop their eggs very conveniently in the coop. You don't have to worry about hunting down the eggs. Up there on top of the hill is a wind turbine that does not give us any money. It just provides us energy. Also up on the top of the hill there is a little red bale shredder for our sheep. Sheep do not have a water trough or a grass trough. You have to use the water trough add-on to water your sheep, and you have to use the bale shredder if the sheep run out of grass via the graze mod. So the map has the graze mod installed, and that's how the sheep normally feed. But during, I think, during winter and early spring, you have to feed them bales of hay. None of the grass you see on the map can be mowed. So you either need to plant grass or buy bales in during early spring and winter. There's only 2 things you can, there's 3 crops you can sell on the map. There is silage, there is potatoes, and sugar beets. Silage, potatoes, and sugar beets you sell at the BGA, which is just on the other side of the hill there. Or you sell silage at the silage ferry, which is right down the hill there. The silage ferry only comes during good weather. There will be times of the year that you can't sell silage at the silage ferry because it's just not there. You start with this tractor, the Valtra S, and a Lamborghini. And you start with a Krone forage harvester. A couple trailers. Sell chicken eggs down at the dock. Also where you pick up anything you buy from the shop. It's delivered to the dock. Yeah, right. So you would roll off the hill into the water. You haven't even seen the road up from the dock. Yeah, that's the steep one. Can't hit a couple of these spots coming at it from a different angle. Alright, run down the hill to our house. Chickens right next door. Look, we have custom crop textures on the map. Go in here and collect our eggs. So our eggs are really our only source of regular revenue. There's the insane hill. It's only matched by the cliff side that our sheep graze in. You can see the graze mods are 7,600 liters of grass here in the sheep meadow, pasture, whatever you want to call it. You do need to feed your sheep bales. You put it in there. Let's go down the hill. Oh. So here is the the BGA, and here is your digestate. Then down the hill here, we have a fermenting area where you dump chaff in here, or grass, and you'll get silage out that you can sell either at the BGA or at the silage sell point down the hill. Here is your wool and your water trough trigger. And up here, this is one of your garage. This is your upper level of your garage. So we've already sold some stuff off here, but we started with a couple tractors and the prone forage harvester and whatnot. Then down here, underneath, start with 8 bales of hay. Cedar from the modern classics. Crone Cultiplow, which we already got rid of. Cultivator and cedar, or sprayer. Shop trigger. Then we have a customized trigger here. Then go down this crazy cliff. This is your wool. This is where you animal dealer for your sheep. You have a fuel tank right there for your fuel. This is where things you buy show up on the dock. Got our wool sell point right here. Okay. We have the customize and sell trigger to sell back eggs. And the silage ferry. This is where we sell our silage if the ferry is here. This ferry does not show up all the time. It's not here all the time. It, uh-oh. It is only there during good weather. So during bad weather, the ferry doesn't come to the island. So you can't sell anytime and every time. And if you look at the prices, it's always best to sell at the ferry than the BGA. You can see the only things you can sell are wool, silage at the silage sell point, silage at the BGA, or potatoes. Sugar beets are also supposed to be there, but they're not showing up for some reason. Very warm weather. There's a custom geo. Very long planting seasons. You could definitely double crop. Probably. And yeah, really warm weather. See, we're in late spring. We have 68-degree ground temps and 75-degree air temps. Tomorrow, first day of summer, it's going to be 88. 93, 94 in autumn. First day of winter is at 65. I don't even think there's a I don't think there's a power washer. Nope, no power washer. You'd have to buy one yourself. Yeah, if you planted wheat or barley, for example, you could use a forage harvester and the mower header. You need to use one of these headers to mow your wheat and turn it into chaff. And then you could turn the field around and put in maybe corn and get a second crop of silage off of here, or chaff, to then turn into silage down here, and then obviously sell your silage, make your money, and keep yourself afloat. So guys, that is it for the night. I'm going to be back on here, I don't know, we might be back on here tomorrow night or Friday, depends on what I feel like. Give this a whirl. Pretty much have planted everything. There's nothing really to do until it's time to harvest. We are going to advance the clock, and we'll be back when it's harvest season. So until next time, guys, happy farming.